I don't normally do this. My goal of doing these internet videos is to give people an idea of my thoughts, my beliefs, and how I go about having those. But I saw something in the news yesterday that compelled me to address it. I saw an article about 10 missionaries from the Central Valley Baptist Church in Meridian, Idaho, who went down to Haiti to do humanitarian work and who were arrested by the Haitian authorities and are now being held in Haitian jail. What these people did was they went down to Haiti on their own as a group, went to Port-au-Prince, which is a city in ruin, a million people wandering the streets still, and started picking up children off the streets and putting them on a bus. When they had a bus full of kids, they started driving that bus to the Dominican Republic across an international boundary. They didn't have any paperwork. Not all these kids were orphans. They just were picking up kids off the street, putting them on a bus, and taking them to another country. When they got to the border with the Dominican Republic, they stopped at a checkpoint. When they could produce no paperwork or documentation or authority to have these children, they were escorted back to Port-au-Prince and put in jail. Now herein is my point. What gives these people the audacity to go to somebody else's house, take their kids, and then say they're doing it in the name of God? And when they get caught, profess that, we were only trying to do what is right. According to who? According to the parents of these kids that you stole? And you're now being held on charges of human trafficking? What gives you the right to go down there, pick up kids, and just take off with them? Because you're doing what is right? Because you're doing the Lord's work and being a missionary? That's bullshit. You deserve to sit in jail. And then, on top of all of that, the ultimate insult is to have your lawyer go in front of the international media and say that you're being held in bad conditions because you don't have air conditioning or electricity. Neither does anybody else. At least you got a roof over your head. There's about 1 million Haitians right now that don't even have that. The preacher of this church went on record as saying that his followers, his church members, were falsely arrested. Okay, maybe I'm missing something here, but these people took it upon themselves to go to a foreign country, pick up children off the street, put them in a bus, and take them over an international boundary. What am I missing here? Oh, I know. It's because God said it was okay. Because you're doing the Lord's work. You're a humanitarian. You're on a mission from God. So are the Blues Brothers. You know what? Maybe I'm on a mission from God by doing this. But this illustrates my point about organized religion. Some of these people have the audacity to think that they're better than everybody else because they belong to a certain religion. I see this all the time. I just keep my mouth shut about it because I'm used to it. Some of the biggest hypocrites you will ever run into are people that profess to be Christians. They go to church on Wednesday nights and Sundays, sometimes more than that. Some of them are very active in the churches, and when they get home, they beat their kids, they drink, they have affairs, they embezzle money, they do all kinds of stuff, but they're good Christians. You can't fault them on that. And because they're Christians, God likes them better than everybody else, so it's okay. So doing stuff like going to another country and kidnapping a bus full of kids, and then when you get caught, say that you were doing what you thought was right, that makes it okay. Okay, let's use that logic here in a real world for a minute. I got laid off a long time ago. Now what happens if I can't afford my mortgage payment and I go rob a bank to pay my bills, to support my family? Or if I go rob your house, you hypocrite, if I go rob your house, take your things to support my family, does that make it right because I'm doing something good for my family? No. And it doesn't make it right for you. You know what? You 10 missionaries from Central Valley Baptist Church, I hope they tie you to stakes and pour honey on you and just leave you out there. Let's see if God likes that. If you're the favorite of the Lord, He'll save you. You know what? Maybe you'll have a better chance than these little kids would have had if you would have made it across that border. Freaking hypocrites. I don't get it. I don't understand why this doesn't just cause such outrage with people. I honestly think it's because we're more righteous than other people. And when I say we, I mean we as Americans. Our mindset is that we're better. And in a lot of ways we are. You know, we've given over $500 million to help the Haitians. China, the largest economy in the world, has given $7 million. France has given $14 million. We've given $500 million. And that's just since the earthquake. Since 1992, we've given almost $4 billion to the Haitians. And they have nothing to show for it. But that's not the point. The point here is we have an obligation to help people in need as a country. I firmly believe that. We have the resources, we have the means, and we need to do so. We are helping alleviate human suffering. But don't go to another country in the name of God and steal children and then plead ignorance that you thought it was okay because you were doing the Lord's work. It doesn't work that way. When you get pulled over for a speeding ticket and the cop asks you what you're doing, just tell him, hey, the Lord told me it was okay to speed, so have a good day, officer. And see what happens. That's the real world, okay? Stupid people. And you know, on top of it all, it had to be Southern Baptists. These are people that still refuse to ordain women. They're really enlightened, aren't they? Men are better than women in a Southern Baptist church. Men are more capable of addressing a crowd, giving a sermon, talking to a congregation. What, are women not capable of doing that? Or are they just less capable than men? You're a bunch of freaking hypocrites. You know what? You're going to get off lucky, and it's a shame. The Haitian government should make an example out of all of you and find you guilty of kidnapping, human trafficking, trying to smuggle minors across an international border, and probably even being in their country illegally. Because I'm pretty sure that nobody stamped your passport at the airport. I just felt this needed to be addressed because, you know, hopefully I'm not the only one that really got pissed off when I read this story. Once again, this is Reverend Rick. Hope you have a good day.